Okay, so now what we are doing is that I have just created this my blog project in our, like, on our server. And on our server, where do we create our folders? You guys should remember that one. We have got this on the C drive. We have this XAMPP folder. In the XAMPP folder, we have this htdocs, and in htdocs, I have just created this my blog application over here. So I would like you to just create that, and it's a simple empty project that we have over here. And what we want to do is that we would like to create a new file over there. And for example, let's create some of the files over here, and I might call it index.php. So just everyone, please make that one index.php. So we want to make this, as I said, a little blog type of application where we will just try to save some of the content, and we'll just try to put some of the contents into our database, MySQL server, MySQL, and then we will just try to connect to that to that one through that one. So let's start talking about that. So I want to work on index. So what I'll do is that I'll just try to, and we generally do that we just create a database connection file. That database connection file would be helping us out in managing the database, and wherever we'll be needing the database connection, we can just use that one. So let's first of all try to create that one. And I would like to create a PHP file over here that will have that, where I would like to just make a connection. So let's first of all say DB connection here. We want to create a DB connection, right? And let's get, so we have not, we don't have created the DB, and we'll just create the DB as well shortly. But let's say that we have a connection. And if you guys remember that we use MySQLi underscore connect to connect to our database. And if you guys remember that, first of all, the first thing that come is the server name, right? And if you guys remember, we have seen that last time when we connected our application, what is the username that we have for that for our particular server when we want to connect to the particular server. Do you remember our last time's application? I'll just open a new window. And last time we created, I think that was section 4 or something. I'll just open that. Let's see. That was in our C drive, in XAMPP, in htdocs, and I think it was section 4. Let's check that one. That was the file. Yeah. So you remember that we tried to make a connection, and we have the username as root and password is nothing, and we just set up the DB like that over there. So we'll just try to do exactly the same thing over here. So I'll not in that one. I'll just come here. So we have username as root and password is equal to nothing. So I will just use that username is root, and we have password equal to nothing, right? And now here we want to give the name of the database. And what we'll do, we'll just create a database. Let's say we'll call it my blog underscore database. Make sense, everyone? So we'll just try to connect, or we'll just try to connect that over there. Now, there are multiple ways of doing that. What one of the way can be, I would say that if no connection, if that is not established, what we do, we just do a die and error connecting to DB. We are not able to connect to DB. And what we'll do is that we'll just, maybe combine that with MySQLi underscore connect error, right? So we'll just, connect that with that one. Let's first of all do that. So this is our DB connection file that we will use wherever we want to just, have a database connection. We will use this DB file, right? Now, maybe we have discussed that before or not, but if we want to use that DB file in my this file, what I'll do is that I'll start a PHP tag over here, right? And I would say, for example, I would say include And there are multiple ways of include. So we'll say include once the db.php, which is the word there. So just to make a connection over here, we have just set up that one. Make sense, everyone? So we have included that. So include is basically very important. And what we do is that by using include, we try to include some of the different files. It might be some partial files that we want to create, that we want to add, or it might be some of the files that we want to just, like this one, we have said that include once. So db.php, just go and try to access that. Now, just to make that database, which we have referred over here, and we have called that database my blog underscore database. I'll copy this. Just don't forget. So let's go back over here. And again, let's start the XAMPP server, which we have not done as yet. XAMPP and MySQL server, we'll start both of them. So let's see here. So we have just, started Apache and MySQL. So these are both are now running, and they are ready to serve. Now, if they are ready to serve, it means that we'll just, first of all, I'll close that quizzes, and if I run localhost, right? So our localhost will run, like again the XAMPP. And if I just go here and what I have called my blog. So if I just go to my blog, of course, what it says that my blog underscore database, there is a problem because, SQLite, the database is not found. And, there are lots because we have not created the database. So now to create the database, what we do, well, let's go and let's try to create that by our own. So we'll go to phpMyAdmin, right? And in that, let's go to phpMyAdmin. Once it goes there, it's going very slow. Let's see what is happening. Okay, so here it is. So we have got this one, PHP MyAdmin, and I will go to the databases and I'll create a new database. And you remember, I copied that name, my blog underscore database that I want to create over here, and I'll just create that one. Now, here I want to create maybe different tables. So for example, one of the table that I want to create is for the posts. So I will say posts, right? And in posts, maybe I want to just keep 3 fields, one of them for ID, and maybe I just want to keep the title and the content of the, and maybe if you want, you can just put author as well, but I'm just keeping it to the 3 fields. So I create a table called posts. I create post table, right? So the first field, what I'll say post underscore ID, right? And what I do is that let's set it up as primary key. So it will, auto increment, and auto increment, it will happen auto increment. And here I would like to say title, for example, and title has to be, for example, it's a title of something. So I'll say it's a varchar, and I can give any limit over here, 255. I've just given that. And then I can say maybe, for example, content of the post. And for that, I'll again say varchar, and maybe I'll give 55 length to this one as well, right? So now let's hit save. So it will create a table for us. So we have got a table. We have got this post, which will be auto increment, which is our primary key as well. And then we have title, and then we have some contents inside that one. Make sense, everyone? So we have just created one file over here, and we would like to just work with that one. Now, so my blog right now, of course, it was just the home, and it's not showing anything at all. But now it is successfully connected to the database, because it was just, it was giving error before, but now it should be now giving an error. So why not? Let's start by creating a file that we will just use to create the post. So let's come back over here and let's do a create post.php. We'll first of all just create post.php. And again, to start with, I'm not including that that issue of having the session and cookies, or we can just maintain session cookies as well alongside. If you want to just maintain the session and cookies, we can just do that one as well. But let's say that what we are trying to do. So now in the create post, let's see what we want to just do that. So we'll create a form over here first of all to have that data like ready for us, because the form will be the one that would basically give us that area from where we can just create some of the file. So what I'll do is that I'll just start with an HTML file, right? And we'll write the that one as well. So this is, for example, a create post. We want to create a post, right? So I would like to just create a post over here. So for creating the post, what we'll do that we will just create a form here, and why not? I'll just give an H1, and I say, for example, create post, right? So just metaphorically, let's now we have a form, and I'm not giving any action. So it means, again, I want to just submit it to the same page. And this is the method. And you remember, method is important. If I give it post, it means that I would like it to basically be using that one. Now, I would like to use here Bootstrap. Now, if a quick question, if I ask you guys, how many of you are familiar with Bootstrap? Because Bootstrap I have done with our the section yesterday, section 4, and I would share that recording with you guys. But how many of you know Bootstrap already? Is there anyone who knows the Bootstrap already? Shubham, I did not hear anything from you. Can you
Yes,
write
sir.
it? Okay, you guys know that. Wonderful. If you guys know that, even then, is there anyone who has not worked on that one? So I'll share a little recording of yesterday, and you'll find that over there. Shubham has not used that, and anyone else who has not used that. So Shubham, I'll share a recording from my yesterday's lecture, so you can have a look at that one, and you will find at least a beginner help over there will be there. So now let's try to first of all see that how we'll be just doing that one. So now I have created this create post as well, index.php. There is nothing on index.php. So I can come over here and I can create index.php as well. And I would say, for example, my blog. I have my blog over here. So I want to create this blog, and here let's give an H1, and let's say Alan's blog, right? And whatever. We just give that one. And now if we just go there and check our project, of course, if I run that one, I see this Alan's blog. Now, what I want to do over here, as I'm mentioning, that I would like to add, the Bootstrap maybe, and Bootstrap has different versions, but let's see that which we will be using. So I'll go in browser, and I would say Bootstrap, and I want to have a CDN link of Bootstrap, Bootstrap CDN. And for those who are not familiar with CDN, this is Content Delivery Network, and they basically provide us some of the links that we can use to just, to use something. So if I just go there, Bootstrap CDN, you'll find there are different versions of Bootstrap. There is a version 5.3.2. There is a version 4.6.2. Usually, both of them are supported, and they are very, very much supported. But what I'm doing, I might be using anyone. I can use the number 4, or like version 4. So this is basically a CDN of this CSS. So now if I just come over here and if I just drop it down, you'll find that this is the HTML link over here. So I copy this one. I click, and this is copied. I copy this one, and I go back to and let me close this one, but we don't need that anymore. Now, so I go to my this index.php, and on the very top, inside the head, I paste this, what I have copied from there. So this is a CDN. Now, as I have copied that one, you can see already that my website would have started if I just refresh that, you see that the font is changed and it has started to look a little bit different already. But now remember that for Bootstrap, we need multiple files. I'll just show you. What does that mean? Some of Bootstrap's feature will not work with CSS only. We need the JavaScript link as well. So I'll click this one as well, the JavaScript link. I'll try to copy that one and I'll come back to my file. And remember everyone that we'll try to do that script tag always at the bottom. Remember everyone? So I will add these two files over here in the index.php. Make sense, everyone? So I have that Java that CSS link as well as over there. And now one more thing, if you have just done that one, so I've given the introduction over there. We always try to wrap around our all data into a container div, and I would like to work with this container div, and I place everything inside that. And you know what is the benefit of that? You will see the benefit of that. That when I've done that one, if I refresh that, you see that it has gone offset a little bit because containers are different categories, and I've just discussed that in our in our lecture of yesterday. And you will see that you'll find that in the lecture there is one option called container dash fluid. That is very interesting because that will give me and 100% width of content on every view. So again, just applied the class, and that is beautiful about our
Yeah, got it, sir.
Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, and now so we have created the first one. Now let's create the second, and I would create a label here and label for content, and I would say the content or the body of that one. So now I'll create an input type is equal to text, and I would say ID is equal to content because I want to connect it to that one, and name is equal to content. Name is equal to content. So both of them I have just mentioned over here. Now if I just refresh, you will see that I've got both of them coming over here. And now I can just make a submit type of button or something. So let's create another div maybe, and inside that I would like to create input, and I would like to create input type is equal to submit. I want to make a submit button, and the value here will show um, what will come out on the button. So let's just create that one and then refresh. You see the create button has come, and we can say clear button as well. So if I say input type is equal to reset, value is equal to clear, like clear the form that I have created. I want to clear it that way. Now you know that in like again those who know that if you want to make them really interesting, I can give this input as a class, and a class of those who know about again, I can give a class of BTN and BTN primary. Now, if I just do that, look at that. The button just giving few classes, the button becomes so interesting. It looks like a bit more colorful and bit more. So this is the classes. These are coming from where? From our bootstrap. So I can give this type of class to this one as well, just to make them looking a little bit better. So I would give that. But now here instead of button primary, I can say button secondary. And as I said, don't worry about that. When you will look at that video, you will find out that you see that create and clear both have come up, and they have come up in a different fashion, and they have interesting options over there. Make sense, everyone? So now we have just created that one, and we have written down almost all the HTML code. Now here, what we want to do, actually, we have to put whenever someone put that and insert that, create that, the data should go in our database. Make sense, everyone? So for that, what I'll do, I'll just go and I'll type that. I'll write that in the beginning of my code. I'll write PHP because I want to write the PHP code over here. Now, first of all, remember, I want to include once. What I want to include over here, db.php, because I need to have the database connection first of all. Make sense, everyone? Now, after that, what I'll do, I can just first of all check. There is a function in PHP called isSet that checks for the posting. So if I say post, you remember the post that we talked about? If submit is happened, like if user has made a submit, what we need to do? We need to go to these text fields, read the text, and then we will just insert them into our database. So now, first of all, I'll create my own variable over here. And remember, as we did that in the DOM programming as well. So I will say, so now to read that, I will write post. Do you guys remember if I had used get, I would use $_get. So go and read the title for title. And for content of my variable, just go and read post what the content. So again, these are the values that would the name would recognize them. Make sense? The name will recognize them. Now we need to write the query for inserting these values. Now let's write a query. A query equal to, now what will the query? Insert into. Now what is the name of our table? Posts. Remember, everyone? The name of our table is posts. And where is that? It's that other one. It's here. So the name of the table that we are working on, where does it show the name over here? So we created that as a post. So look at that. This is posts table, right? So we want to just do what? Posts table, insert into posts. And now let's put the fields over here as well. You know, the first field, I know that it would be auto generated, and it should be auto fit. Let's try that. First of all, I would say there is a field called title and there is a field called content. We have that one, and the values that I want to put in are, now see here, what I can do over here. I would be implementing, or I would be just embedding the variables over here. So do you guys remember, if I write dollar title, comma, dollar content, right? Let's see. And now I want to execute that query. So to execute that query, what we'll do, oh, I have just not closed inverted commas. And now to execute that query, what I'll do, MySQL I underscore query. Take the connection, and connection is basically coming from our file. Remember the connection file, the connection file that we have used, and run that query. Right. So now do that. And now one of the features that we do, we use another function in PHP called header. And in that we set up the location where I want it to go. So for example, I want to again open index.php when the submission is done. And after that, I would say that exit out of this code. Make sense, everyone? I refresh that. And let's try first one. So post one, and the content is, this is the post one body here. And let's hit create. And if we have done everything correct, let's see what it does. So I have again come back to, like, it has not taken to index.php, by the way. We'll just check that one because it's on the create post. So now if I go to the database and I go to this table posts, and if I run this result of the operation, this should be there. Refresh. Okay, it did not run. So I just want to have everything from the posts, not specifically something. Run that one. We don't get anything. So it means that the data has not gone into the table. If I just go and browse that table, let's see that. So we don't have any data into that one, right? So let's see that, why it is not going over there, why it has not added the data into that one. Okay, insert into posts, and title and content, values is equal to title and value is equal to content. And it has to come from over here. Now that's my SQL query. Just run that query over here. And the header location should be, so it's not even doing the header location over there. Let's see that. I just save that index.php as well. Just come back here and let's refresh. Post one, and this is post one. Okay, so you see that it's not, maybe it's not doing that. Let me check that. Bootstrap JavaScript requires jQuery, must be included in Bootstrap's JavaScript. Okay, it's for the Bootstrap. I don't know. It's not, nothing to do with that. But let's see why it is not creating that record. And I'm submitting that. So it's submit runs, and it should read from the title and should read from the content. Okay, let's do one thing, and I'll test something from here. Let's see that. So I close it after putting a single quotation. Let's try that one. And I would like to, maybe, let's see that. 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 Let's Post one and body one, for example. Will it work with this one? Let's check this. So here, let's run that. If I do that, still it does not go there. So it looks like it is still not mentioning that one. Okay, let's see. What is it doing? Let's try to put that in that one. And I just take my variables again back, single quotations. Let's try to put them in. Dollar content. So current and query, just run that query and it should do that. Let's run that. So title is equal to post one and body one. So do you guys also see the same? And if someone is able to see the output in that one, can you let me know? Oh. To post or something. So does anyone see the data going on there? Or maybe, there's action is equal to nothing and post. I want to just keep it on this one. Okay, so it might not be reading that data, or maybe it's doing what it is doing. Uh, let's try. Sometimes, try to make it bad. Okay, of course, now it says that the data is not found, of course, and because the database is not found, so it's basically connecting to the database. And okay, just have a quick let me see that maybe I'm making a mistake in headers, syntax maybe. Let's see that. So the header location, this one and exit looks like correct, but I'll just copy it from here. Let's type location http://example.com. So I'll say index.php. And then exit. Let us see that. Okay, does it come here? No. And even it is not taking us there. Okay, let's check that. Anyone see any problem? Can you let me know if someone else can see that? Sometimes it's happened in. Okay, Hitesh says nothing. Just thank you for letting me know. And when I'm just submitting, what is happening is for the jQuery. And yes, there is one more link of jQuery also requires that, but let's, just for nothing, I'll do that as well, even though that should not be the case, but let's add that as well, just for nothing. Okay. Okay. Let's see that. That is interesting. Name is equal to title, name is equal to content. I hope that it should recognize them with the name, right? Okay, let's do one thing. Let's do one thing that we usually used to do over there. If I use an alert and I put title in that, it's not recognizing alert because it's will it work with window.alert? No, it's not working with window.alert as well. And let's do the echo. All right, let's echo that one and let's check that. Okay, you see that it's not doing anything. Okay, now let's run that one. Yeah, success is there. Okay, it means looks like there's something wrong over here, or maybe I'm not. But why not? Why not if I just take this away from here? For the time being, let's do that. And let's try this one. So Alan's blog, and if I go to create post. Okay, so of course it's not stopping there. Now it is just, it's just, throwing it out to there, right? Of course, and that's quite understandable. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's try that. If I cut this from here, for example, and I add another file, post.php, that should be receiving that. Post.php. I'm just sending this file to there. And this post.php has this code. Let's try that one. I'm just trying to find out what are those options there. So let's do that. Okay, it comes over here. Header is running fine. If I just refresh that, oh yeah. So now you see that now the data is coming up over here when the file has been accessed over there. Okay, no problems. So if I just go back to the create, and here I say, for example, post one, and I say body one of post one, right? And I say create. And if I just refresh that, Look at that, post one, body one of the post. So again, it's basically, on the next page, it's basically just doing that, and it means that I was just wondering. It means that the code is all like good, but it was just waiting for that one. So let me just take that away, and I'll put that over here, right? So we have that create post. Create post is just a, so to speak, it's an HTML that is just sending this information over there, and then that is basically doing what? It's basically running that one. Okay, so now let's go keep it this way. So now what we want to do, for example, so is it working for everyone? Please let me know, because now I've just I've created a create post and then post.php where I'm just sending that. So create post might be, I can even safely do that. I can say this create post is basically an HTML file. Who knows? Because now it is it does not require any of the PHP functionalities for me. So I can come over here and I can say create underscore post dot HTML. So you see that I get the HTML back, of course. And if I just add post to and body of post to whatever, and if I hit enter create, it just creates that and just come back over here. And again, we can see that post two would be created over here. So how many of you can see that working, successfully working? Can you let me know? I'll just, move forward then. How
Yes,
many
sir.
of you?
It is.
Sorry, Sagar is working.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so now let's go back to our database and let's create like, for example, these are the posts, right? And what I would like to do on my home page, like the home page means the index page, I would like to see, or I would like to show all these posts over there. So now let's first of all, whatever, they look they're very odd, but I would like to just, make those posts available on my index.php. Let's go to the index.php, and we have already included the database over here. Now, what we want to do over here is, for example, after including the database, I would just come here and I would say, let's bring all, let's bring the posts from DB. We'll just bring the posts from the DB from over here, right? Wonderful, Hitesh. It's working for you as well. Wonderful. So now to bring them from the database, what I'll do, I'll just write a query and I'll say select everything from posts, right? Everything I want to select everything from the posts. Now the query result, to save the result of the query or execute this query, I'll run that mysql underscore query, because that would return the result. So con and dollar query, right? So now bring out those one, and now let's see whatever another important thing. So I'll say, so let's say that posts, I want to just now print out the post, because that result will contain the array of that post and I want to bring them. So how would I do that? MySQL I underscore fetch underscore all, and now I'll just show you this. It's so first of all, just take the result, and now there are some special switches that we use. So a sock, because associated array, I want it to bring from there. And I'll just show you that one as well. Right. So now since it has just brought that one, so I'll just come over here. For example, I'll just first of all display that. So um, show all the posts. So I'm just showing all the posts. So now you know that we have got for each loop. So posts should have that array of like a record. So I would take out one post at a time, as we have done in JavaScript as well before. And what I'll do is that I'll just first of all, I'll just try to echo that one over here. And let's echo them with some HTML over here, and then we'll just change that one. So now what I'll do is that I would like to just maybe, for example, just put that dollar post and hash, like, the title. Bring out the title from that one, because the associated array will have this title over there. So bring that, and let's put that in H1. Right, and then echo again. And let's put a paragraph here. And let's put those $post and take out the content from that. Content. I would like you to bring that one and let's close the P. Right, let's hit save. And let's run our homepage. And let's come back over here. And if I run that one, do you see that it's going into the database and reading out all the posts? So DDD, ABC, whatever these posts are there, and it is just bringing up those posts over here. And again, because we have just done that on the very top, and it is basically showing over there. Now, if I want to put that into the HTML, of course, what I'll do, I'll just show you that over there. Let's show you that over here. Now, what I'll do is that I'll go here, and rather than running this for each, for example, over here, if I cut it from here, and I come here after Ellen's post, and I come here and I put a PHP tag here. And I just put them over here. And instead of echo, if I just let's echo them out, and then later on we can just include that in HTML as well. And I'll just try to put that in our HTML also. Now let's come back over here. Now you see that all of them have been echoed over here, and we can always put them in our normal HTML as well. If I want to put that, I can put them in the normal HTML as well. Make sense, everyone? And this is basically doing what? And it is just bringing up that all the posts from our database. Make sense? And you can later on, as I said, later on you can just adjust that. And how to adjust that? You will try to have some HTML over here. That HTML you would just inside the HTML you would like to just put that put all those like variables and all those things over here. And so that you can just place that one. So that's up to you, and you will be able to do that one right now. It's all happening because again, if I just show you that it just directly goes there and shows all the posts over there. All the posts are coming from the database. Now we go to the database, right? And we would like to create maybe the login page or the login of the user, because what we want is that we want to have a users table on our in our database. So I'll just go there, and what I'll do, let's come back over here and go to this one. And we have got this only right now. If you see that we have got only one table, but now what I want is that I want to create another table, create a new table over here, and I will call it users, right? And I would like to just keep maybe 3 fields here as well, like user ID and password, not more like username and password, and one of them for the for recognizing them as an ID as well. So let's say user ID, and let's say this has to be an integer. Let's leave it integer. Auto increment and primary, of course, it should be created for the every record. And now I would say, for example, username field, and create it as a varchar. And let's give it again, and a password field. And I would give it as a varchar as well. 255, right? So let's do that, and let's save that. We've got a table, right? Right. So now what we want to do, first of all, I'll go to my files. And again, as you remember, we'll just create, first of all, for example, a login.html. So let's create an HTML, and separately we will create them. So login.html, let's quickly create that login.html. By the way, login.html, and there will be a register or sign up that .html as well. So why not? Let's create, first of all, the register.html. We'll just create, first of all, register.html. And from that, we will try to register the user. So let's create the HTML over here. And let's say sign up or register, whatever. Sign up. So this is the sign up page. And again, I would like to just, have that over here. I would like to just create a form over here. And what I'll do is that I will just create quickly a form here. first of all, I might want to use the bootstrap, which I've not done that. I'll do that separately, but let's put that inside that. So register or sign up. I'll say sign up here. Sign up, right? And let's create a form, right? And actually, as you could do now, I would create a register.php alongside with this one again, and I would like to send that. And again, I would like to send that as a method of post. Method post. I would like to send that one, right? And now let's create the form. And again, why not if I copy that from where I created in the create post, that would make it easier. I'll just take that Control C and I come to register. I just copied from inside everything. And I would say, first of all, this is username, right? And let's call that username. And ID is equal to, again, I'll have to change that username and take title as well, username. Right. And the second one is for password. Password. And now here, not type is equal to text, rather I'll say type is equal to password. That I want to create a password, so I'll say that password. And the ID is equal to password. And content is equal to password as well. Right, so password again, and now not create. I would say value is equal to register. Let's say register me, right? And clear is just keep it as a clear, right? So now this is our register, register file that would try to register our users. And now again, alongside that, I'll just create a register.php. Now that register.php, because I have just mentioned that I will be sending it to the register.php. So I would like to now work with that register.php, right? So let's create that PHP. And I would like to just create that one. And yes, let's include our database here. db.php, that will bring up the database over here. And now let's do that. So let's create a variable and get it from so where I'll get that one, because I am posting that from there. So I will get that from the post. So username. So I'll just put that, and let's say password field is equal to $_post. And I would say password. Read out the password and username, because these are the names that we have given over there. And now let's put them in the query. Query is equal to insert into users. I have a users database over there. And let's put the field username and password, because I don't want to use them. Password, and what are the values? Values equal to, now if I put this curly bracket and I put a single quotation and I say my username. Username and comma $, what is that, password? So these are the passwords, and username, just bring them from there. And now MySQLi underscore query, run the query, right? Oh, there was an outage. Am I back for you guys? Looks like there was some little outage.
Yes, sir.
Okay, wonderful. And let's say that we will just put some HTML over here. And we'll have a login.html. I want to just, send it to the login.html, login a, and let's close that one. Right. So this is our register.php that will receive the data and will try to register the user. And it will be coming up from where? It will be coming up from our register.html. So register.html will be sending that. Now, why not let's run that one and see that if that is registering our user into the users database. Let's go and I will run register.html. Okay, we have not introduced the that one, so it's basically showing that. So username Alan Smith and password ABC DEF, right? So let's put that, and I hit register. So it says sign up is successful. It means that it has done that one. And if I click on login.html, which might not be there, the file is not there. Now what we want to see, we want to just see that if our database is being updated or not. In the users, if I go to the users and if I just extract, you see that it has got Alan Smith ABC and it's generating an empty record as well. I don't know. We'll just see that. So it has Alan Smith and ABCDEF. The password is unencrypted, and it is just being mentioned over here. Now, yes, let's go and try to make a login file over there. Let's create a login file and let's create a login.html. And what I'll do is that login.html, again, we'll just take benefit from our why not let's use the register one, the register HTML, or not register, rather, what was the first file that we created? Was it index.php? No, create post. I'll just copy this create post because that would give me everything over there. So I'll just go there, access that, and I'd like to post it with on the login.html. So I'll just replace this all. And now here I need to make changes, of course, not create post. I want to log in, right? I want to log in, and the action that I want to put that here is login.php, that I'll just use that, right? And here, again, here, what I'll do is that rather than having this div, I can take from the register.html. That would be rather good. Password, and we'll just need to change some text. So I'll just come here, paste that username, and everything is here. And now what I'll do is that rather than register, I would say login. Right? So login.html. Okay, so login successful, logins. Let's create again. I told you that we have been working very roughly over here, but you can create those files in more proper manner. So why not let's create a login.php, and that login.php will be our PHP file receiving and doing the login thing. Let's include our db.php. db.php, right? And now let's collect the values. Username equal to, and again, why not I just take it from our register. That would be almost the same. First two will be the same at least. So login.php, and we just post that over here. And now the query will be a little different because now we have to take out the data. So it's equal to, now let's write the query. Select everything from users where username is equal to, now see here is that variable that should be the username. So I'll say username, this variable, and the logical and password equal to single quotation $ password, our field that we have created over here. Right. So run that query, and if select those two users, and just try to find out if that is available or not. Now the result result is equal to MySQL I underscore query dollar connection and dollar query. Now, so user, since there is only one user, so we'll not be having that because we are just bringing up one user over here. Fetch a sock, the result. We'll just fetch associated result over here. And if user gets set, just give a let's give it an echo message here. Echo login successful. Right else you are not authorized. Whatever. You're not authorized, something like that. So I'll just put the terminators over here. Now let's check so login is working and we have seen that. So we have got like Alan Smith, A, B, C, D, E, F. So what I'll do, I'll just go here and I'll run this login.html again. And what I'll do is Alan Smith. I can run that Alan Smith, A, B, C, D, E, F, for example. We have just done that. If I click on that one, so it says undefined variable dot password. OK, field, the password spelling is mistake. This one. Let's go back there. If I hit refresh, continue, it says login successful because now it has found the data. Make sense, everyone? Now what we want to do, this is quite interesting. Now we are, we'll just do one more thing that we would like to just always do over here. When user is successful, it's not just echo that one. I want to set up a session with that user if user is from the database. Make sense, everyone? So to do that, you remember always I'll just do that session underscore start in the very beginning. Always remember this should be always the first line. Otherwise session might not work. Session underscore start. So I'm saying that if user is a legitimate user, if user has successfully logged in and we are saying that logged in successful, but we don't want to echo that. Rather, I would say that create a session variable. And maybe let's call it user ID. Let's give it a user ID, create a user session and do what? Use the user. So you remember which field I gave for the user ID? If you remember, what was the field of that one? The field was user underscore ID, right? So I'll use that one. So I'll just come here and I'll say user underscore ID. So we have created a session variable by accessing the database, like, the table. Now, after that, set up the location of header. Like again, I want it to again open index.php because index.php will be containing our code and exit out of here. Otherwise, you say again, you are not authorized or not legal user, whatever. Is that making sense? If that would be successful, it will open up specifically index.php. Now let's go back there. And if I hit refresh, you see that it has opened up the index.php. And again, let's see that. If I go to my login.html and I say again, Alan Smith and A, B, C, D, E, F. If I or maybe just change that wrong password, you are not authorized, right? And we can set up the location to login.html as well, right? We can just say that location should be in the login like HTML. Let's do that one as well over here. You're not authorized and header has to go to location and let's set that login.html. Why not? Let's do that. Refresh, that login.html appears. And now Alan Smith, A, B, C, D, E, F. And if I hit enter, it just goes over here and it just shows me all the posts or the main page. And again, if it is not the legitimate user, if that is something else, I've written the wrong address, it keeps us on the login.html. It never takes us over there on our home page. Make sense? And now, even on the home page that we are accessing, that's quite interesting. On the home page there where we are accessing, we can always say that if the user is basically logged in, then you want to show that something, or maybe, maybe if you want to give there, let's go back to the home page first of all. What is our homepage? Index.html. And you see that it is just, right now just echoing that one. And let's see what we can do, what interesting thing we can do over here. So for example, I would say that not only echo them, if you see, so if I want to check if is set $_ session user underscore ID, if you find that this variable is also set, and again, if I'm accessing a session, remember it has to be always the first line. So I'll have to do that as well. Session start. Remember everyone, right? So what I'm saying, if that is basically available, let's do something interesting. Echo. And echo what? Let's say that I want to just pass that same form. Look at that. I'll just go to the register that is used to enter the title and that one. So I'll just go and copy this one. From the form, I'll just copy this one. From the form till the end. I copy this. And I come back to index.php. And look at that. I just paste it over here. And I close that one. Okay, why it is not doing that? Because there is double quotations, and maybe that's making a fuss here. Single quotations. Let's make it single quotation, single quotation. And again, I'll have to just change alerts. So let's make them single quotation, all of them. And why not? Let's do that. Find and replace. So let's go and find that. Yes, so I want to replace them with the single quotations. So replace. I'm not replacing all because just to on the safe side. Let's do that. Replacement. Replace. Hopefully it should be now fine, and still it did not find that one. Now, so this is the form that I wanted to just display there. And now this form will be not going to register, rather it will be going to create post. Remember, we have a create post.html or create post, create underscore post dot php. We have a create post dot p. So did we make a create post dot php, or what we create? Oh, we got that post, right? Post that php. So I'll just call it post. Post.php. Method is equal to post. And this is the username that user will enter, for example. And that is we will be just we'll say that create post. So for the button value, we'll just see there, we'll see that create post. Let's just for the purpose, I just display that form, and we can just adjust that form later on. You can just do that. And if that is not set, else do what? Echo please use login.php login to make a post, right? Let's close that one. Now see here. So this home page will not only show the posts, but also if the user ID session is set, it will just give it, that one. So let's come back over here and now login. Like first of all, let's do the happy path A, B, C, D, E, F. And I click on login. You see that login, not only the posts appear, but I have got this one also. Right? I can create a new post. So I'll just try to create a post. I'll say post 3 body of, oh, this is the password. Oh, sorry. So there's a password field, of course, let's write that body of post 3, I'll change that one. So if I just hit create post, let's see what has happened. Has that created or not? Let's go and refresh that. So I'll go to the posts now. the posts. Look at that. This post 2 is also created, body of post 2. And again, it's creating that empty one as well. We can just handle that one later on. But right now it is just creating a post. And now if I just refresh that one, and again, it's not showing the post 3 over here because, let's see why it is not showing that. If I go to login.html, and again, I log in with Alan Smith, A, B, C, D, E, F, and you hit login. Okay, it's not showing the last post. Why it's not showing the last post? That's interesting. Maybe I have just missed out something somewhere. Or maybe we have not. Where is our post.php? Post.php. Okay, it gets the title. Oh, it's basically looking for the title and content, right? You see that? It's looking for the title and content. And from my file that I have created in an index, you see that I have just sent. So I had to produce the post. I'm really sorry about that. It has to be the post that we have to create. It's not username and password. So let's change that one. Title. And so I'll change the ID and name as well to the title. Are you guys getting that one? Because this was making the sense. And now it is not password. It's basically body. And now I'll just dot type is equal to text. I'll just make it. And ID is equal to what is that content, and name is equal to content, right? So just keep in mind that I have made that mistake here. And I think I have not changed the labels because, I don't want to maybe change the labels, not a worry, but let's do that. And let's see what it'll do. So if I just say post 3 and body of post 3, let's do that. But it's not bringing up those posts from there. Why not? Is there, I missed out something? Maybe I missed out something, or Okay, so go to DHP and select everything from the posts, and then bring that. Posts are getting updated. If you look at that. Okay, the posts are also coming. Okay, we need to just adjust some of the variables here and there. So I'm not just doing that, but overall structure will be remaining the same, because it has to have a session that I have just done that, and session start is the one thing that we will be needing to just do that. And if the session is successful, it will just show that the form of posting that as well. If you want to just post the values from here. Maybe I'm just making a mistake in the name or something, but you can later on just adjust that one, and that would really create that. So far so good. Everyone is able to run this point of time till this what we have learned, what we have just run right now. I hope that you have run that one and it is successfully running. How many of you successfully just see that it's working for you? Can I have a feedback from everyone who has got that one? Yes. Okay, Sagar, is working for you, right? Again, it needs a little bit of changing here and there, and we can just adjust them later on. Somewhere maybe just the variables are not going. Hitesh, it's working for you as well. Wonderful. That's great. And what I'll do is that I'll share this code with you in our on our repository. I'll just share that on the repository. And how would I do that? I would just go then copy this my blog, Control C, and I'll paste it on our server. Let's do that. Winter 2024. I'll just come here. So week 14 we are working in right now. And again, this is the notes, and I'll share that that file as well. So this is my blog code, and that would come over there. And now I'll make a commit here so that it's available for you guys. So I'll open a folder here, and I'll open the folder, not this one. Rather, I'll go to my Conestoga and I'll open winter 2024. And see here, I would like to just show you that bootstrap lecture I've given, and I'll share that that with you. This is the lecture over there. So now I'll just add something to this one for your information. Basic grade. Now it should have everything. Where on our GitHub. Now our GitHub should have everything. And what I'll do is that I'll make that changes over here. You see that all the files are coming up over here. So it's April 4. And let's make a commit. And yes, as I said, I would be just sharing the YouTube link with you guys for the Bootstrap if someone is interested. So they can have a look at that one. I'll just share that with you shortly before we go. Okay. I'll share that link of the file. Just give me a second. Yeah, it's here and so here it is. The file link is over here. I've just copied that over here, and what I'll do is that I'll also write that in the notes, the link to the recording of Bootstrap. Right? So I've just done that one, and I'll just do that Bootstrap commit as well. So I'll hit save. And let's say Bootstrap commit, and it would be there. Are you guys able to access this YouTube video? Can you let me know, especially those who are having to look that? Can you please let me know that you guys able to see that YouTube video? Okay, wonderful. So now what I'll do is that I will be just, yes, so I told you that there are some people who have got like a 0 in quiz 2. I would like to meet them, but I would meet them next week, right? So I'd meet them next week. Oh, sorry, just one. I was thinking someone else is speaking. This was my lecture was running, right? So so today I'm not meeting them. I will meet them next week because I'll be you're handing over your assignment 1 and 2 before that next week, and also you will be we'll meet next week for that one. So anyone having any questions right now? I'm stopping recording now.